I'm Dr. Shannon Jones, faculty at the University of Richmond in the biology department, and today I'll be providing some information about our integrated and inclusive science program at the University of Richmond and how we provide a very unique first year experience for students interested in STEM. So I'll share an agenda for today. I'll introduce myself, the courses that I teach at the university, and I'll provide a brief overview of some signature programs we have here, including URISE and SMART. And so first I'll introduce myself. I've been faculty at the university for just over 10 years, and I have many roles, primarily roles in teaching. So I am teaching faculty, so I teach a lot of different courses in the biology department all throughout our curriculum. Most of my time is spent teaching in the science, math, and research training program, which is an Endeavor course, which I'll be talking about today. I also taught for many years in the Sophomore Scholars in Residence, or SSIR program, where I teach a course on environmental justice entitled Toxic Communities. I also teach electives for upper level students, so primarily juniors and seniors who are majoring in biology or biochemistry and molecular biology. So I teach a course in toxicology, which is entitled The Science of Poisoning. And I also have recently begun teaching an introduction to immunology course. And these two areas are really intersections of the research that I conduct with students in areas of toxicology and immunology. I also have an administrative role and that I coordinate the integrated and inclusive science program. Again, I'll be talking about URISE and SMART for this webinar. And then I also conduct research with students year round. So I have students working in the summer as well as during the academic year, and our research focuses on how indoor air pollution impacts the immune system in susceptible populations. And this work is really centered on environmental justice and intersections of toxicology and immunology. So that's a little bit about me. As I said, I've been at the university for quite some time. And I absolutely love it here at Richmond. We provide some very unique opportunities and transformative experiences for students. And so, I offer just a little bit of information about why students should come to University of Richmond and also major in a STEM discipline, and what students can expect if they choose to major in a STEM discipline at the University of Richmond. I'll first start off with that we have abundant resources for our students. I've had the opportunity to do, again, some amazing things with students and to share some very transformative experiences with them because of these resources that we have to offer, including conducting research, traveling with students to national and international conferences. I've traveled internationally with students to teach a course on environmental justice. So I always tell students, whatever you can imagine here to do, you will have opportunities and abundant resources to do those things. Our class sizes are relatively small. We have an excellent faculty to student ratio. I think the largest class I've ever taught at Richmond has been about 25 students, but the average for the biology department is about 16 to 20. It could be a bit larger than that, say, in other STEM classes, particularly in chemistry, but we do pride ourselves on having this excellent faculty to student ratio. All of our courses are research infused, so students have the opportunity to conduct research in the lab, but it's also our goal to provide authentic research experiences for all students in our classrooms as well. We want all students to succeed regardless of their background or level of preparation coming out of high school. So we really focus on student-centered learning and teaching in a way that is equitable and inclusive. Because again, we build very rich relationships with our students, and we're able to do that because of our small class size and again, an excellent student and faculty ratio. We also have, and we are proud of our alumni network. I stay in contact with students all the time who have graduated, and they love to share their progress to date, but they also love to connect with current students. So I am proud of the fact that we do have this strong alumni network. And again, as I mentioned before, our philosophy is to focus on the student and to center the student in the learning process. And we use pedagogical techniques that, again, focus on student success regardless of their backgrounds. And there are lots of ways for students to get involved in research. Again, we offer opportunities for students to conduct research over the summer, and that's through a paid fellowship. Students can also get involved in research during the academic year. They can register for a research course to earn academic credit while conducting research. And this can begin as soon as their first year. I've actually have students shadowing me in the lab right now who are just finishing up their first year. So you can get started in research as soon as you like. And so a lot of people, all ask or are curious of what the career aspirations are for students who decide to major in a STEM discipline, specifically or particularly biology. As faculty in the biology department, I've interacted with many students, and and they've shared what their career aspirations are or future career goals. And many of our students are pre-health and that they intend to go to medical school or become a physician's assistant or some other health-related career, dental school. We also have students who are interested in pursuing a graduate degree. But I think that there's also, a significant pool of students who don't know yet, and that's completely fine. What we ask students come with is just curiosity and desire to learn more about the natural world. So it's completely okay for students to remain undecided, although most of our students are interested in a career path in medicine or research. And so primarily what I wanted to speak about today is the Integrated and Inclusive Science Program. Again, I serve as the program coordinator for IIS, and the goal of this program is to recruit and retain students in STEM, students particularly from backgrounds that have been historically excluded from science and math disciplines. Although we serve all students in this capacity, we really are hoping to increase a sense of belonging of students from marginalized backgrounds and to build this community of support so that all students can succeed. Again, our goal is to help all students thrive, to help all students succeed, regardless of how many science classes they had in high school, what level of preparation are. We meet students where they are, and we say that as long as they have a desire to learn science, they can do that. They can learn science and they can thrive here at the university. And so the goals of this program, again, to recruit and retain, but also help students develop skills that will help them be successful as they study science and math at the University of Richmond. And so what makes this program unique, this integrated and inclusive science program, we really focus on, again, student-centered teaching, and we use an inclusive approach when it comes to our teaching. So what does that mean? Again, we use a variety of techniques and teaching methods that are going to help all learners succeed. And we refer to these learning environments as high structure, high engagement, right? So we're not just talking at students for 75 minutes. We're using the class time to facilitate learning in a lot of different ways. It could be hands-on activities. It could be group discussions. So again, that is a very high structure, high engagement environment, again, that is designed to help all students thrive. We integrate content from multiple disciplines because that's how we learn science in the real world, right? So we talk about how, biology would intersect with other disciplines. And so we use this integration approach. And we also try to provide culturally relevant examples when it comes to, cases and learning scenarios that we are providing in the classroom. And we use this high structure, high engagement, inclusive environment because what we're trying to do is remove barriers to success for students, again, from backgrounds that have been historically excluded in the sciences. And what we hope to address, or what we attempt to address in this method of teaching, is to reduce bias, to address stereotype threat, and imposter syndrome. What we really want is to help students gain this sense of belonging as they pursue their studies here at the university. And we also focus on growth mindset. Again, keeping in mind that regardless of level of preparation, we know that students can come here and succeed in science. And so we do focus on the growth mindset, and we want all of our students to thrive and not just survive. So the structure of the Integrated and Inclusive Science program consists of two signature programs the first I'll talk about is URISE. That is a summer experience. And then students who participate in URISE are automatically enrolled into a year-long academic course that begins in the fall of their first year. And that is science, math, and research training. So all students who participate in URISE for the summer will automatically be enrolled in this academic course. And we have 2 concurrent sections of SMART running at one time. And then all students who participate in URISE and SMART are also guaranteed a summer research experience that is paid. Typically, students are working with faculty at the University of Richmond, and this does not include their Richmond guarantee. So they have this guaranteed summer research opportunity in addition to the internship that they're guaranteed through the Richmond Guarantee Program. And again, this is a high engagement program. We mentor very closely all of the students. We develop rich relationships with the students in SMART during their first year of college, and then they go on to do awesome things later. We often have those students to continue to work in those research labs that they selected to do work in the summer after their first year. Many of them go on to study leadership in the sciences. Many of them also will go on to take a sophomore scholars in residence course. And again, we do focus on advising and mentoring students very closely throughout their time at the University of Richmond, even beyond their time in the URISE and SMART programs. And so I just want to talk briefly a little bit more about the structure of URISE and SMART. These program deadlines are coming up. So URISE, the application is live now, and it will close on May 10th. The Endeavor application, which includes the SMART course, that application is due on May 31st. Both of these applications are open now. And you might be wondering, which program should I apply to? So URISE is the summer experience. And so we encourage students who want to spend a couple of weeks over the summer getting acclimated to campus, becoming familiar with campus and their peers and their future professors. We encourage students to apply for URISE. But you can also join Endeavor and join the SMART program without participating in URISE. And so I would encourage people to consider both of these programs. And again, these are programs that are for students who have committed to coming to U of R as a student starting in fall 2026. So I've been coordinating the summer program URISE for many years now, almost 10 years, and has been a wonderful experience. Again, I've had so many fun experiences and memorable experiences with students. This year's program will be held July 6th through the 22nd. And so what do we do in URISE? Again, our goal is to remove barriers that have historically inhibited success and retention of students from underrepresented backgrounds in STEM. All students are encouraged to apply regardless of their background. We just especially encourage participation from students from underrepresented backgrounds. And again, that application deadline is actually May 10th, not May 9th. So keep that in mind. And so what URISE consists of, it's a roughly 2.5-week summer experience in July. Students do receive a small stipend for their participation. And while they're on campus, they are meeting their future faculty, they're meeting future professors, their peers, they're learning more about campus, and they're learning more about what science has to offer at the University of Richmond. So we do a variety of skill building activities, community building activities, and again, we're building these mentor relationships between students and faculty, and students sort of get a head start in learning about research opportunities at the University of Richmond. In addition to all of the skill building, an essential piece of URISE is absolutely community, right? I like to think of URISE as helping students make these connections, make friendships before they even start their classes in August. And historically, what we've seen is this helps lower the anxiety of starting college, right? Finishing high school, starting college is a big transitional step. And we, as part of URISE program, want to help students ease into that transition. So a big part of the program, again, is just helping students connect with each other, showing them the city of Richmond, and helping them build community. So that's the summer piece. Again, URISE is that 2-week bridge program bridge to college that students will participate in July, and all URISE participants, excuse me, are automatically enrolled into the SMART course, which is Science, Math, and Research Training, which is a part of the Endeavor program. So again, very important point, all URISE participants would be required to enroll in the Science, Math, and Research Training course. So I'll talk now about what SMART consists of. It's a 2-semester program. So students during their first year would take SMART in the fall and spring. And at the conclusion of their time in SMART, students will have earned a total of 4.5 units during their first year. And what that first year coursework looks like is listed here. Students will take introductory biology, introductory chemistry, and these courses are integrated in that the students are learning biology and chemistry all together in one class. And then also part of SMART, the math training, students will enroll in Calculus 1, which is Math 212, and Calculus 2, which is Math 212. Now, many of our students come in already having experience with calculus or have already earned credit for calculus, and it's perfectly fine for students to continue to enroll in SMART, even if they opt out of the calculus because they've already had the course. What we try to do on an individual basis is find other appropriate math courses for those students beyond Calc 1 and Calc 2. In addition to the biology, chemistry, and math, students are also enrolled in what we refer to as weekly workshops, where we do a lot of problem solving and discussions around how we integrate biology, chemistry, and math to solve real world problems. And so one unique approach to this class is, students aren't learning biology separately. They aren't learning chemistry separately or math. We're learning how we conduct science in a collaborative manner. And so students are learning these disciplines through a lens of infectious disease. In the fall, we focus on antibiotic resistance. And then in the spring, we focus on viral infections and infectious diseases, especially focusing on HIV. All students are welcome to apply to this program. Again, and we especially encourage participation from students from backgrounds that have been historically excluded in STEM. So this is what the schedule would look like. Again, SMART is a year-long course, so students are enrolled in SMART for their full year. I'm sorry, that should say fall 2026 and spring 2027. I had to update my slides. But the course schedule is still the same. So for fall 2026, students would be enrolled in the biochem portion of SMART, which is Bio 192, and then Math 211. They would take their first year seminar and an additional elective course of their choosing. Typically, students choose to take a course that fulfills one of our general education requirements. And in the spring, again, students would still be enrolled in SMART. They would take the second half of the biochem integrated course, which we have named Chem 192. They will continue on to take Math 212, which is Calc 2, and then 2 electives of their choice. Again, this could be any course that students are interested in taking. It could be, and again, courses that fulfill their general education requirements. So the content that we focus on, again, is SMART is integrated. We are showing how these scientific disciplines collaborate through problem solving, and we focus on some pretty big global issues that are affecting the world today, especially relevant now, since we've sort of come out of the COVID-19 pandemic. We talk a lot about infectious disease. In the fall, we work primarily on understanding antibiotic resistance, in that bacteria gain mutations and evolve to resist the actions of drugs called antibiotics that are designed to kill those bacteria. So we focus on antibiotic resistance in the fall. And in the spring, we focus on the ongoing pandemic of HIV. And it's still very much a global health issue in various parts of the world. HIV is not yet curable, but we talk about science has really provided the innovation for effective treatments to make HIV a manageable lifelong condition instead of a lethal disease. As I mentioned before, SMART is a part of the Endeavor program. Um, please apply for the SMART Endeavor program by June 1st. I believe the application closes May 31st, so please apply by then. It is a living and learning program in that students reside together in Lower Robbins Court and take this course together. And it's just, again, another amazing opportunity for building community. And so there are lots of courses that are involved with the Endeavor program, and SMART is one of those courses that students could choose to be a part of. Um, for students who are enrolled in SMART, which would include URISE students, but also we allow additional students to enroll in SMART who did not participate in URISE. We will accept up to 40 students for the SMART program, and we accept up to 20 for URISE. So about half of our SMART cohort will be students who did not participate in URISE, and that's perfectly fine. And so, in addition to living together, the students are advised and mentored by Endeavor faculty over the summer. SMART faculty will conduct, summer advising to help students think about the courses that they want to take in the fall, in addition to SMART. And there's also a short course that's associated with Endeavor. I believe these dates, August 18th and 20th, are the dates from last year. So I haven't quite updated those yet. But just know that if you're a URISE participant and a SMART participant, there is a short course that students would be participating in. And that short course happens during the week before the start of fall classes. So this short course takes place just before the first year student orientation program. We have a wonderful team of faculty that are teaching in SMART, including myself. I teach biology along with Dr. Carpenter Swanson. Dr. Norris and Dr. Stevenson teach the chemistry, and we have Dr. Torres and Dr. Hoke teaching the calculus. And it's a wonderful team. Again, we work really hard to show students how we build this collaborative team of scientists to tackle these very big problems that are facing the world today. And so as SMART faculty, we also, again, advise all the SMART students, and we serve as their mentors throughout their time here at the university. Just like in URISE, community building is an important piece for SMART. Again, we want students to connect with us, to connect with their classmates. We take many field trips. This is just a couple of pictures of us. I think we went apple picking at Carter Mountain in Charlottesville. We've made liquid nitrogen ice cream in class, and all SMART students participate in course-based research where they present their posters at the end of each semester. And of course, because it's a science course, we focus heavily on authentic research experiences during the laboratory periods. And so I've been involved with SMART now for 10 years, and it's just been an absolute pleasure getting to know all the students and helping build relationships. In addition to all the wonderful things that we can do, URISE and SMART, again, all URISE and SMART students are guaranteed a research opportunity after their first year, in addition to their Richmond guarantee. And many students go on after SMART to present their research at national conferences. And one of the conferences I love to take students to is the annual Biomedical Research Conference for Minoritized Scientists that I've been attending for many years, and it's a fantastic experience for students. And so this is just one of the many things that we can do with the resources that we have available at the University of Richmond. Students can receive up to $1,500 yearly to present at a research conference. We have some wonderful outcomes from the SMART program. We've shown that over time, having URISE and SMART has increased the number of students from underrepresented backgrounds who are pursuing STEM degrees, especially in biology. We've also seen an increase in the number of first-generation college students who are obtaining degrees in STEM fields at the University of Richmond. And so we're very proud of our students. We're very proud of these outcomes. And we hope to continue to welcome more students into our community We sincerely hope you consider coming to the University of Richmond and considering a degree in science and participating in URISE and SMART. We do hope to see you in fall 2026. If you have more questions for me, I'm happy to answer. Please send me an email. My email is shown here, sjones22@richmond.edu. If you also are curious about what our student life looks like, we do have an Instagram page for URISE and SMART. Our handle is shown here. And thank you for listening.